I'm not a lawyer, but let's get into the highlights from day 2 of Florida rapper KSoo, because apparently I was pronouncing it wrong, and y'all are on my ass. So I'm going to recap the witnesses in a slightly different order than the order they testified, because it's my video and I can do that, and also because I think my way will help you track the story better. So if you recall from day 1, Charles McCormick left his apartment on the morning of January 15th, 2020, and went to a staffing agency that was kind of in a shopping/grocery store plaza for a job he had recently secured. The owner of that staffing agency was a friend of McCormick's grandmother, and she helped him get the job. Also, before I play these clips, shout out to Mickey Truth on YouTube, because some of the news orgs had to take down day 2 because a juror's face was shown. So she's really the only person with footage from day 2.
Now, why was Charles coming to your business that morning?
For an employment opportunity. He was coming in to get the details of the assignment that he was going to. As he was leaving out, there was an individual approaching, and as he proceeded to walk off of the sidewalk, he recognized someone coming towards him. He looked back and turned and started to take off running. They had on dark, covered. They were covered. Their face and their head was covered.
Did they have anything in their hands?
They did. They had a weapon, a gun, a large gun.
Could you tell the person that was chasing him, even though they were covered, could you tell what color that person was?
Brown-skinned person.
Brown-skinned person. Okay. Was the person with the gun chasing Charles, was that person, would you consider them short or tall?
To me, they were tall.
How tall are you?
I'm about 5'5".
But could you tell if the shooter was taller or shorter than Charles?
He seemed taller than Charles.
Did you see or hear any gunshots?
Multiple shots. I dropped down, told the people sitting in my lobby to get down, and I snatched the phone off of the receptionist's desk.
We need help. They're shooting. 7001 Merrill Road. He's running across the parking lot with a shotgun.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, who's shooting, ma'am? Give me a
I don't know
description.
the gentleman. He has a black mask on. He has on a skull cap. He's running across the parking lot. 7001. I'm at Express Employment.
Okay, ma'am, slow down, Okay, he has on a black mask. What color shirt and pants?
God, ma'am. He has on a... No. Hey.
Ma'am,
please.
ma'am.
He has on a black mask, a black skull cap, running, tall, thin, black male.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
And did he shoot anybody?
Girl, where's Charles? Was it Charles? They shot through my door, my window. They shot Charles McCormick.
Okay, ma'am, somebody's been shot, ma'am?
Did they shoot him? Do y'all see him? Yes, he's down on the ground. His name is Charles McCormick. I know who he is, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, so listen to me. I got everybody coming to you, ma'am. I need some questions. I need you to help me, ma'am, okay?
Oh, my
listen to me.
Oh, shit.
Ma'am, listen to me, okay? Listen to me. Where has he been shot at? We need all this information, ma'am.
He's in the parking lot, ma'am.
The guy that's been shot, is he in the parking lot?
Parking lot.
Is he black, white, Hispanic?
Black, young male. His name is Charles McCormick.
And you said this guy, the guy came in to get a job?
Yeah, Charles McCormick. I'm a staffing agent.
Okay.
He came in for his interview.
Okay.
Got a job. He was walking out for his job assignment. As soon as he walked out the door, this guy started shooting at him in the parking lot with a mask on. He started running. He ran on the side of my building on the sidewalk, and the guy shot him. It's like a shotgun. He's down on the sidewalk. He's not moving. What else do you need to know right now? I have bullet holes all in my window right now.
Okay, ma'am. We got everybody coming to you, okay?
Jesus, I hope I never have to call 911. Ever. So after the incident happened in this parking lot, the getaway car speeds through the parking lot, and an officer who just so happened to also be in that parking lot started following it. A small portion of this interaction is caught on video because another man who was in the parking lot had a camera on his truck, so the camera recorded it. Let me prepare you now. The driver of this truck was apparently in his car jamming, so the clip starts off with some really loud music.
That's the car right there, right there.
Was that you speaking?
Yes.
And based on being present at the time, do you have any estimate as to what the height of the shooter would have been just based on your position?
I'd say 5'10", 5'11", less than 6.
But pretty close to based on 5'10" to 5'11"?
Yeah.
Okay. Judge, that's all the questions I have.
Now, let me remind you, according to Florida prosecutors, Hakeem Robinson is the triggerman for this crime. And one of the key arguments in his defense is that the eyewitnesses described the triggerman as less than 6 feet and skinny or slim. KSoo, on the other hand, is 6 feet tall and thick.
And you got to look at the shooter. You saw the shooter.
I saw the shooter in the sense that I saw the individual in a tracksuit, but I did not see identifying anything that I could identify him with.
The shooter was very slight, right?
That was the word, yes.
Those are your words.
Correct.
And he wasn't carrying a lot of body fat either, correct?
Correct.
And although you said that he was 5'10" to 5'11", you wouldn't swear to that.
As a matter of speech, it was my estimation. That's what I really meant.
But you unequivocally said that he was very slight.
I did.
The attorney for Leroy Whitaker Jr., Hakeem's co-defendant for this trial, also asked this driver some questions, but it was very brief. If you recall, Whitaker's defense is basically that he had nothing to do with this crime. So his attorney focuses her questions on asking the driver how many people he saw in the getaway car. And that's because if Hakeem Robinson is really the triggerman, then he's the front seat passenger. And then the driver, we already know, was Dominique Barner. So if Whitaker was really there, that would mean there would have been a third person in the car.
You mentioned you were not able to see into the inside of this silver car, correct?
That's correct.
But you were not able to see how many people were in that car, one way or the other, correct?
It would have to be two at least.
Okay.
The driver and the gentleman who got in the passenger side.
Okay. And you certainly only saw one lone gunman, correct?
Correct.
One shooter, correct?
Correct.
Now, the next witness to highlight is the officer who was driving the car following the getaway car. On the stand, this officer starts off by describing what he heard and what he saw that made him start following the car.
As I continue to walk to my vehicle, I've heard a series of rapid fire based upon my training and knowledge. This was a rifle because of the rapid fire of the weapon. And I'll never forget it. I said subconsciously, I know they are not doing this in the middle of the day. I turned and looked to my right, and I saw a subject running to a vehicle with a black and gray sweatshirt type hoodie on and a black Draco style pistol rifle in his hand, running to a vehicle. I didn't see the crime, but I heard the rounds. I knew that something bad had happened. Either a building was shot into a vehicle or a person. That vehicle, as soon as the subject got into the passenger side, I can't even determine the speed it was going. It was racing through the parking lot violently. There was a red truck that I had to cut off to get behind the vehicle, and I picked the vehicle up on Merrill Road exiting the Publix parking lot.
That's the car right there, right there.
How fast did that Nissan get up to?
I can remember one time looking at my dash, and that vehicle I was going almost 100 miles an hour. So when I got back to Townsend, as I get ready to turn on Townsend, I see that vehicle just pop out and it's gunning it.
Did you see that Nissan do something?
Yes, sir, it crashed.
Okay.
I saw a male get out in all black of the driver's side.
Is he saying black?
And I saw that same subject that had that black and gray hoodie on get out of the passenger side vehicle with that same Draco pistol-style rifle in his hand.
Did you provide a description of the person you saw run across the street with the rifle?
I did. The most, I guess, identifiable things, what he was wearing, as well as the rifle, what color it was. And then I tried to give my best determination of height based upon me being nowhere near him at any time to be able to determine his exact height or weight.
But what was the height that you gave as a description?
I believe it was like 5'8" to 5'10", something like that. It was an estimation.
Does 5'5" to 5'8" sound?
Yes, yes.
If you haven't caught on yet, height and weight is a key part of this trial, particularly as it relates to the alleged triggerman, Hakeem Robinson.
Is that the same vehicle that you chased or followed from the shopping plaza?
Yes, sir.
And is that the same vehicle that you saw the individual with the rifle flee out of?
Yes, sir.
And that was the same individual you saw get into that vehicle at the shopping plaza?
Yes, sir.
For this next clip, you're going to have to look at the very top of the screen. A person is going to go running by, and that's the alleged triggerman, Hakeem Robinson.
Did you see the individual at the top of the screen?
Yeah, like less than like a second and a half or less. I mean, blazing.
Did it take some time for you to actually come into view on this camera?
It did.
You recognize that individual?
Yes, sir. That's me.
How tall are you?
6'4".
Let me ask you this. Looking at this video, having been at that area at that date and time, do you believe your description that you put out was correct?
Sir, I was wrong.
Okay, just a minute, sir.
So on the stand, the officer repeatedly says that his 5'8" to 5'10" estimation was wrong and that he actually never was close enough to give an accurate estimation of the suspect's height. And Hakeem's defense attorney takes the opportunity to drill this home. The two actually have a very awkward cross-examination.
Now, you sprinted to your vehicle, right?
I ran to my vehicle.
Do you remember giving a deposition in this case?
I mean, running, sprinting, I mean.
Is it the same to you, running and sprinting?
Yes, sir.
All right, now you ran track and field, right? Are you unsure if you ran track and field?
35 years ago.
But you ran track and field.
35 years ago.
All right. And so you ran, sprinted to your vehicle. And you did that because you heard those gunshots, right?
I did that because I'm a police officer and I have a duty to enforce the law.
Now, Mr. Cooper asked you for your answer as to the height of the shooter, and your original answer was 5'8" to 5'10". Do you remember what you said on that day in the heat of the moment over your radio?
That was a estimation.
Officer,
what I saw. So there's no time that I was ever close to that subject. Everything that you see from a distance is not accurate when you're talking about height. There was no time that I wasn't a great distance away from the subject.
Officer, I'm going to cut you.
So I never had an opportunity to look at that person like I'm looking at you or be this close at any time.
Officer, I didn't ask you to explain the answer that you haven't given us to us yet. Nowhere in your call, whether it's the recorded call or the actual notes, do you say, could be 5'5" to 5'9", I'm not sure. You don't say you're not sure, right?
It's always a guess. I've never been trained in determining people's height.
So the state alleges when Hakeem Robinson got away from that officer, he hid in an apartment complex and then called his brother, Abdul Robinson Jr., aka Kareem, to pick him up. Kareem was with their cousin, whose name is Torgon, and the two of them convinced Torgon's girlfriend to pick Hakeem up. You probably just got confused, but just watch.
On January 15, 2020, that morning, were you home?
Yes.
And what's the first thing you remember about that morning?
I was being woke up out my sleep.
Who was waking you up?
Torgan.
After you were woken up on January 15th of 2020, by Torgon, did you see anyone else in your home?
A Kareem.
Abdul Robinson Jr.?
Yes. I went out to the living room, and him and Kareem were there, and they asked me to go pick up Hakeem.
Did you know why they wanted you to pick him up?
No.
Did you ask?
No.
Did it seem to you like Torgon or Abdul Robinson Jr. did not want to go pick him up themselves?
Yes.
Where did you have to go to pick Hakeem up?
Off Arlington Expressway in some apartments.
And how did you know where to go?
Kareem, I believe Kareem said it, or I don't know if there was a thing on his phone with a map. That I cannot remember. I drove my silver Honda. I was riding through, I pulled into it's like some brick apartments. I pulled in, and I was like circling around because I didn't really know exactly where he was at. So I was like going through a loop, and I got a call on the phone. I don't know if it was an Instagram call, I can't recall, a regular call, FaceTime, and it was Hakeem saying, I'm down here, like turn around.
And showing you States Exhibit 179. Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes,
And is that those same apartment complexes?
yes. I pulled in to like right here, kind of,
Excuse me.
right here. The spot, like right here. Hakeem came from under, like up from over here. He got in my back seat.
Did he have a firearm with him?
No,
After you got Hakeem Robinson and he got into your car, where'd you go?
back to my house.
Did y'all talk at all on the way back?
No.
And when you got back, what did you do?
I went back to my room and laid back down.
Did you ever ask them about what happened on January 15, 2020?
No.
And shortly after this, did you stop dating Torgon?
Yes.
Now, on cross-examination of this witness, Hakeem's attorney spends a lot of time basically discrediting her and then discrediting her story from that day.
And this was in, like you said, January of 2020, right?
Yes.
You were turning 38 years old at that time, right?
Yes.
And Torgon Williams was 23 years old at that time.
Yes.
And you were in a sexual relationship with him, right?
Yes.
He lived in your house with your mom and your child.
Yes.
And at the time, your child was 19 years old.
Yes.
He's closer in age to Torgon than he was to you.
Yes.
At the time that in 2020, you weren't working.
No.
Did you file taxes in 2021?
No.
Have you ever had a job where you filed taxes before 2020?
Yes.
Okay, when did you file taxes before 2020?
I don't know. It's been a couple years.
Okay, but around that time, you weren't working, but you were living in that house and supporting your mom and your son and Torgon, right?
No, my mom worked.
What did your mom do?
She is a cashier.
So your mom, as a cashier, was supporting you, your 19-year-old son, and Torgon Williams, right?
No.
Who was supporting them because Torgon Williams wasn't working, was he?
No, I also used to take care of my grandma, and I got paid for doing that.
Who paid you to take care of your grandma?
My dad.
Okay. Isn't it true that you were selling drugs at that time out of your house?
No.
The man you're married to now, right?
Yes.
He was arrested in 2022, right?
Yes.
He was living with you at the time, right?
Are you talking about, which arrest are you talking about?
I'm going to talk about the arrest that he has for selling fentanyl and cocaine. And you're still married to him now, right?
Yes.
His case is still pending, right?
Yes.
It's being prosecuted by the state attorney's office.
Yes.
And that case isn't going to be resolved. Its next court date is after this trial, right?
I don't know. His lawyer handles all that. I don't go to the court dates.
As you sit here, you don't know when your husband's next court date is. He's incarcerated, right?
I don't know when his next court. His lawyer handles that, and then he reiterates to me.
Okay, and you don't go to his court dates?
No.
But he's in jail.
Yes.
And now you are testifying on behalf of the same office that is prosecuting your husband, right?
Yes.
The attorney next focuses on this witness being aware of the beef between the two groups, knowing McCormick's life was taken the same day she was asked to pick Hakeem up, knowing police had at some point charged Hakeem as being the triggerman for this event, and yet the witness never goes to police to say anything until they pick her up.
Your testimony is that you knew there was a murder right by your house, right?
What do you mean? When did I know, though? What do you, I mean?
When did you know that there was a murder? You had to have known when you saw the news later that day.
Yes, later that day. Yes.
Within 24 hours, you knew that that murder happened and it involved your boyfriend, Torgon Williams, right?
I didn't know for sure. I just seen the death of Charles McCormick on the news.
Okay, because you were asleep all morning, right?
Yes,
And can't testify to anything that happened at your house before you woke up, right?
correct.
But you picked up the shooter and you helped him get away, right?
I picked up Hakeem Robinson. That's who I picked up.
And they are claiming he is the shooter, right?
Yes,
You picked him up and helped him get away and evade capture, right?
I guess if that's what you want to say it. I was just picking somebody up.
Now, per the internet, you know these two groups, right? The musical group ATK, you know about them, right?
Yes,
You know about the musical group Six Block.
yes.
Okay. You know about their musical rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically get traction with their music because one will sing something bad about the other, and then the other will sing something bad about the other, right?
Correct.
Almost like Kendrick Lamar and Drake do right now, right?
If you want to put it that way.
Drake and Kendrick at the house like, now why are we in it?
Gets them at the top of the charts, right?
I guess.
Perform at the Super Bowl.
I guess.
When KSoo was arrested, he wasn't arrested until September of 2020, right?
I don't know when he was arrested.
Okay. But at the time he was arrested, you would agree with me that the case was all over the news, that he had been arrested for that murder that took place in the strip mall, right?
Yeah, it was on the news.
So everybody knew that the state thought that Hakeem Robinson was the person that killed Charles McCormick, right? It was no secret.
It was on the news.
And it's not until April of 2022, over 2 years after the murder, after all of this has been on the news, that you claim that you know something about the case, right?
Yes.
You didn't go into their office of your own free will, right?
No.
You all of a sudden received a subpoena from the state attorney's office to go into their office, right?
Yes.
All right, final witness to recap is a woman named Barbara Buckley. So according to prosecutors, as Hakeem Robinson ran one way and was eventually picked up by that cousin's girlfriend, Dominique Barner, the driver, and Leroy Whitaker Jr., the backseat passenger, went another way. The two of them allegedly broke into Barbara Buckley's house until they got a ride from Hakeem's father, Abdul Robinson Sr. So Barbara takes the stand to talk about what happened.
And what is that a photograph of?
My house.
And then also 109, is that your home as well?
Yes. I walked out of the bathroom and I saw that the front bedroom door was closed, and free cats, they like to chase each other. So I thought one of them had pushed the door shut. So I went to push the door open and I saw two black men standing in my house. Excuse the language, I told them. I said, "Oh, hell no, get the F out." And then I proceeded to walk down the hallway to the front door, opened the front door for them, and held the sliding door and said, "Get the fuck out of my house." They were like, "You don't understand. You don't understand." I said, "I understand that you don't belong here. You don't live here. You need to get the F out of my house now." When I realized they weren't leaving, I was going to try to take off. And one of them grabbed me by the one arm. And so there's an iron railing right by my door. And I grabbed that. And I was trying to yell help, which is kind of useless in my neighborhood because all my neighbors work during the day. And the other one came out and was hitting my arm to try to get me to break loose of my grip because I kind of had a death grip on the railing. And then the two of them ended up pulling me back inside the door where we fell.
So both individuals put hands on you and helped together pull?
Both pulled me in, yeah. One I called Tattoo Dude had me by my one arm, and then the Squirrely Dude was the one who was, kind of chopping at my hand to get me to break loose.
And so you use two descriptions, one Tattoo Dude and one Squirrely Dude.
I identified him that way because after the whole kerfuffle at the front door, and we went into the living room, he sat down. I don't remember if he pushed his sleeves up or if he took the jacket off that he had on, but I saw his tattoo. Big numbers, 1993 on his arm.
It's worth noting that the one she's calling Tattoo Dude is Dominique Barner. He again was the getaway driver, and he has a 1993 tattoo on his arm. And then the one she's calling Squirrely Dude, prosecutors say, is Leroy Whitaker Jr., the co-defendant in this trial.
Do you remember anything about their hairstyles, if you could see it?
Not for Squirrely Dude, because he pulled the hoodie right up over as soon as he saw me. He pulled it up, so I couldn't really get a good look at him at all. But Tattoo Dude, when he sat down, he had little nubbies, like he was thinking about growing dreads, but hadn't decided yet. But they were very neat in appearance, and he had a little goatee, but that was the only thing I really remember. I guessed him to be early to mid-20s.
And do you recall anything about their height? How tall do you think they were in comparison?
Seemed to be my height, so about 5'5", 5'6". They were both like trying. You don't understand. I said the only thing I understand is if what you're saying is true, then you need to call the cops. You need to either way you need to leave. And at that point, I think I got up and went to have a cigarette. The living room. When I sat down on the couch, Tattoo Dude came in and sat down. That's when I saw that he had my cell phone.
And did Tattoo Dude pretty much stay with you in that room?
Yes.
What about the other person you described as Squirrely Dude?
Squirrely Dude went back into the front bedroom, which I'm assuming that he was looking out the window because he was on this phone the whole time because Tattoo Dude kept asking. He's like, dude, where's he at? Where's he at? Got to get out of here. So I started telling Tattoo Dude, I'm like, something's not right. I'm not feeling good. I said, you guys got to go. You got to go. And I started to basically like hyperventilate, and then I kind of like laid down sideways on the couch and made it sound like I was having some sort of an attack. Kept a sliver of my eye open so I could see when they were actually going to leave, type thing, see what was going to happen. And at some point, I don't remember when, but Tattoo Dude went to the hall bathroom and used the restroom, and then went in the master bedroom and changed clothes. And then when he came out, he told Squirrely Dude to go in and change too. They were standing by the front door looking out, and then Squirrely Dude's like, he's here. And then they both left. And as soon as they shut the front door, I jumped up, locked it, and I looked out the window briefly enough to see and get in the car, and then the car leave. I could tell that it was a Charger-style car and that it was a reddish-orange color. And then I ran out the door to try to find a neighbor home. A couple doors down, I saw a lady bringing in her Christmas decorations, and I hollered at her, I need help, I need help. And then when I realized there was an officer, I'm like, I need him.
You see this on your screen, ma'am?
Yes.
That vehicle that just drove by, do you recognize that vehicle?
Yes, that's the one that pulled up in my driveway.
Prosecutors also played Barbara Buckley's 911 call.
Two people that held you in your house, were they black, white, or Hispanic?
I was here. They were black males.
Do you know what color shirt either of them had on?
When they initially came in, they changed clothes. They got my husband's clothes.
You know what? The last time you saw him, what color shirt either of them had on?
What one of them is wearing, the one that's got a mustache is wearing plaid fleet pants with a gray Kamani Brothers t-shirt. The other one's wearing a white muscle shirt and black Mountain Dew sleep shorts with gray tennis shoes. They're carrying their other clothes.
And is that you?
Yes.
And did you have a slight bruise or injury there to your neck?
I couldn't see it because they said the police officer saw it. That was where I scraped the sliding door being pulled back in.
The attorney for Leroy Whitaker Jr., aka Swirly Dude, allegedly, does a brief cross-examination emphasizing that Miss Buckley basically saw no identifying characteristics about this Squirrely Dude.
The only thing I could get a good look of is, I see the shape, I see shapes, I see colors. It's the fact that he had really skinny arms.
Okay. Now, this person, Squirrely Dude, you described that the hoodie was not only on, but it was actually tied, correct?
Yeah, he pulled it. As soon as he saw me, he pulled the hoodie up and pulled it tight.
And Squirrely Dude, you didn't end up having much interaction with, correct?
Right.
Hakeem's attorney also does a cross-examination, but because prosecutors aren't alleging that Hakeem was with them when they broke into Miss Buckley's home, there really isn't much to highlight.
You're very certain, 100% certain, that there were only 2 people in your home.
Yes, ma'am.
You didn't see a third person.
Not inside my house, no, ma'am.
No one, in your opinion, was over 6 feet tall.
No.
All right, so that's my day 2 recap. Come back for day 3. I'm working on it because Dominique Barner, the state's star witness, takes the stand. And ooh, child.